On this exercise, we're going to work on shifting our weight and doing something called a hip hinge. So if you really want to make sure you're doing the hip hinge properly, you're going to take your hands and your thumbs are going to be pointed forward. This part of the hand is going to be on your body. You're going to put it in what we call the panty line right here in your groin area on each side. And in order to do this, you're going to keep your feet a little, like about hip width apart in a good stance. You're going to put your hands right here on your panty line. And what you're going to do is try to bend over so that your tummy touches your hands. So if we do this, we're bending straight forward and then coming up. One of the keys when we do this is making sure that we're not keeping our head up as we do this, because what we're going to do is we're going to feel our back kick in. So make sure that your chin is tucked, and when you come down and do this hip hinge and try to bring your tummy to your hands right here, that what you're doing is you're looking at the floor. And what you're trying to do, so you can see from the side, is as I come forward, my head comes down. I have a pretty flat back here. Nothing's really kicking in as far as my back goes. My weight is actually shifted. When I stand up, my weight is in the center of my feet. When I hip hinge and come forward to squeeze my hands between my belly and my thighs, my weight is shifted to the back of my heels. If I don't shift my weight backwards, I'll fall forward. So we really want to make sure that we're doing that. Now the second part of this, when we get into our hip hinge, is we want to shift our weight from one side to the other and really start to work on feeling our hips as we do that. So again, we're going to get into our hip hinge where we put our hands here. We're going to lean forward, and then what we're going to do is we're going to shift our hips slightly, shift our weight to one heel. So I'm shifting my weight to my right heel, and I feel my booty kicking in on this side, and then I'm going to shift my weight to the other side. Now I feel my left booty kicking in. Now to engage the hip a little bit more, what you can do is get some slight knee flexion so you can bend your knees a little bit. So I'll show you from this side. So this is with my hands, my knees straight. Now I'm going to go ahead and do my hip hinge with what I'll call a soft knee with some flexion in it. So I'm going to shift back again with that knee flexion. All I'm doing is the same thing with my knees slightly flexed. And then what I'm going to do is shift my weight to my right heel. I feel this glute kicking in over here on the back and on the side, and then I'm going to shift to my left heel, and I can feel that glute kicking in on that side. You want to make sure when you're shifting that the weight's still on the heels. If you feel the weight on your toes, you're going to be using your quads a little bit too much, so you really want to make sure as you're shifting that you're feeling those glutes. Remember to keep your face forward and not looking up so that we don't kick in our back muscles.